What's going on, guys? So I got another one for you, and this is an interesting comment that I saw over on TikTok. I saw this comment, somebody shared it. Yeah, so check out this comment. The guy puts here, blacks are the ones holding on to this rule. He's talking about the infamous one drop rule, which I agree. It's only black people, black Americans, let me be specific, that are holding on to this archaic one drop rule. And they try to make up history and lie and act like the one drop rule is like centuries, years old, and it's not. The one drop rule was only effective from 1924 with the 1924 Racial Integrity Act. They removed the mulatto designation from the census, United States Census in 1930, the mulatto designation like from the 1790 when they started calculating the, census data, the demographics for the new nation of the United States. Ever since the inception of this nation, they've calculated mulattoes as being independent from black and white. So this made up idea that nobody could tell the difference, you mulattoes were all the same as the blacks. That's a lie. Okay. They're trying to erase your history, like what they've done with Mulatto Mountain, rename the mountain to Simone Mountain. Like they're just trying to erase all your history. So you don't know what the hell's going on. So like I said, the one drop rule, 1924 Racial Integrity Act, and it was effectively, basically outlawed. The one drop rule has no legal standing today. And that was effective in 1967 with the passing of Loving Verse, Virginia. So 24, say 1930, whatever, 1924 till 1967, that's approximately 53 years that the law, the one drop rule was really in effect legally, where you could be fined or imprisoned if you falsified government documents, meaning if you had African ancestry and you were basically mostly just a white person, but you had African ancestry and you put on documents that you were white and white everywhere, right? But then they would find out that you actually had some African ancestry, then, people could be brought to court, fined, etc. But that's not the case today. Like that one dropping bullshit, like they don't enforce anything today. There's no legal standing with this one drop rule crap. The only people today who are really pushing it is black Americans because they benefit from it the most for political reasons, right? They need subordinate tools and crash test dummies to help boost their ego. And then the gentleman puts here, y'all will literally use it as some type of humbling tactic towards biracials that have pride in their identity because y'all suffer from self-hatred. Bingo, pure facts, right? The same black Americans who push this one drop rule crap, see, they really hate themselves. They suffer from severe self-hate. So they want to use this one drop rule. They weaponize the one drop rule as a humbling tactic to humble biracials who are proud. I'm like, look, I'm half European, half African. I'm very proud and prideful of my heritage on both sides. I'm not going to just like submit and stick to the black side. I'm good. I fall in line with the Sage Steele's philosophy and being balanced and just being bold and basically telling everyone to F off. Like that's a you problem if you don't like me. And what I come to find out that the main people with this whole social media experimentation, the main people who have an issue with this, mulatto affirmation, affirming my identity, mulatto, the main people are going to be black Americans. Well, there's no such thing as a mulatto. That's what a lot of these pro-wacks will tell you. There's no such thing as biracial. There's no such thing as mulatto when it's like literally in the fucking history books, on government records, documentation, like real stories, narrations, history, illustrations, art across the planet, even in Africa. And I've said this before, like when I was in Ghana and I did a tour of, I think it was Elmina Castle, in the Cape Coast in Ghana, the tour guide, dark-skinned, pure black African, literally uttered the words mulatto because there's a history there of mulatto people. And I've heard the word mulatto all throughout America. So, and we know it's a Spanish word. So of course, in the Caribbean and, South America, the word's used. So it's like languages and people around the planet use the word mulatto. We have a history. And I just referenced, government documents, census data, etc. documentaries, history, illustrations, narrations, mulattoes exist, but it's only confused former slaves, black Americans who have an issue with the mulatto being proud to be mulatto. If they use the word biracial or not, like, cause they'll even say that, oh, there's no such thing as biracial. That doesn't mean nothing. You got, you're according to the, the CDO father, whatever crap they push, right? And it's just, exhausting and annoying at this point. But it's typically them who push back. And it's because remember, they hate themselves. They suffer from self-hate. So misery loves company, crabs in a bucket. They want you to be miserable with them. So they don't want you to feel like you're better than them or separate from them. They want to keep you in their company, being miserable. And so it's all a humbling tactic with this whole one drop rule. And most of you guys listening to me watching this video, you guys kind of know this already. This is kind of a review of information we already know, but I'm just, bringing it to your guys' attention again, because why not? We have to drill this in people's heads that literally the mulatto consciousness is growing. We have a history, and they want to erase it and blackwash it and cover it up so you guys don't develop, a sense of self and identity and develop pride from that, because they don't want you to be prideful of your European heritage. They only want you to be prideful of your African heritage so that they can basically be the guardians or the stewards and over the communauté, right? So basically you're a minority in their group. They don't want you to develop the awakening and consciousness that you can create your own situation. That's away from their influence and their infringement is what I like to say. But what do you guys have to say about this? Like I said, it's a review of stuff we all talk about, but we got to drill it in people's heads. You guys bring up the dates, bring up the facts, go look on the internet. All the documentation is there. Mulatto Mountain, United States Census, 1924 Racial Integrity Act. Look at the history, the historical records, United States Census of mulatto being a category. Frederick Douglass checked mulatto. I don't have the exact date, the year. He was referred to as a mulatto in his own autobiography by one of the slave master females of one of the houses, plantations he worked at. I read it. I have it on this channel. So the history's here, guys. The history's here. And let me know what you guys think. Talk to you next time.